New shampoo. So anyway, nothing really to do on the channel except respond to somebody who just posted a bunch of stuff that is literally listed as spam, meaning this person has cut and pasted these 3 comments enough that they've been declared a spammer. This guy is wrong, so wrong. Dr. Mikovits, Judy-Ann Mikovits, speaks the truth. Dr. Mikovits spent 40 years researching virus, and other scientist doctors are now agreeing with her and her findings. Judy-Ann Mikovits made the assertion that a very specific condition was caused by a specific virus because it was found in them. And then everyone else noticed that when you tested anybody, if anybody else but her tested this, they didn't find it. She eventually admitted she was wrong. After this happened, and it made her look bad at her workplace, she was let go. And she left the location she worked at by taking home a bunch of stuff that belonged to the business. And they sued her over it, or had her arrested actually. And eventually she just gave them stuff back without admitting that she stole it, saying someone else did it or something. And eventually someone who worked there said that they were told by her to collect the materials and take it to her house. So she really was aware where the stuff was, and she was responsible for it. But she's refused to admit any wrongdoing. And the organization she worked with at the time didn't have the money or time or resources to do the prosecution and court case and all this. They just wanted their stuff back, and she wanted to keep it because she was being vindictive. After that, she created an entire conspiracy theory to explain away the fact that she had basically stole some crap from work on the way out, which literally every one of you out there might have been guilty of. Over 50% of us steal shit from work just before we quit. You know, a stapler or two, you know. I believe you have my stapler. So anyway, check out such and such Mr. Buttar's video. Yeah, I also debunked him. He doesn't say anything that's rational. Judy-Ann Makovits, I think her name is, had a lab where she contaminated her work. And she's saying that, well, it's not just her. Everybody contaminates everything, including the vaccine people. She's embraced by the anti-vaxxers because she's saying whatever they want to hear. Fauci's in bed with big pharmaceutical companies. She accused Dr. Fauci, who's working for your Republican government, at least that component of it. She accused him of sending a threatening letter to her for some reason, and she never offered any evidence of it. It was an email. She didn't save an email. Didn't even print it out. Bill Gates, they'll make billions if not trillions of dollars off of this. Again, Bill Gates did not cause a bunch of deaths through a vaccine he created because he's an evil monster or anything like that. And the assertion of that came from a medical study that was done based on assuming something a certain way that nobody acknowledges. That not vaccinating people wasn't working or something. So anyway, we must stand together. No to vaccines and 5G, deadly radio waves. It's been proven to harm you physically and mentally. No, it hasn't. Even when people cite some sort of U.S. military contract study, they don't state what it is because they don't read it. All you look up is something that you can cut and paste into Facebook. A little thought-terminating cliche, but you don't actually provide any proof. And Judy-Ann Malkovich basically is doing this because it's the only way she can get attention anymore. There's a lot of doctors like that. I just read one of the Kennedy family members wrote about him, Robert F. Kennedy, screaming at the top of his lungs that all vaccines cause this, that, and the other thing because he had a kid, well, a relative at least, I think it is his kid, who ended up having a specific allergy, a peanut allergy. And he decided instead of it being a peanut allergy, which people have actually had for a while, they just didn't die from it because we treat them more. He said that it must be caused by vaccines for some blasted reason. If you're not aware of it, a peanut allergy can be so severe that it just kills you. And the thing is, if somebody doesn't know what they're looking at, they won't know why you're literally dying. So people could have had peanut allergies for a very long time, before the 1980s, and people not know why they were dying. So this may be something that doesn't have an explosive rise to it, or it does. It apparently does have an explosive rise to it. But instead of trying to find a solution for it, it's basically screaming about vaccines causing it. Why? I really don't know. People focus on vaccines because they're invasive. It's an invasive thing to have your kid get an injection to try to prevent them from getting diseases that have been eradicated for over 10 years in most cases. That's just all there is to it. I mean, obviously people have an opinion about it, and there may be some merit to that, I suppose, but instead of talking about something that has some merit, they just make up conspiracy theories. When you do that, you immediately put yourself in the don't ever believe me, I want to be a martyr, I want to be a rebel, I want to be a Don Quixote. Next comment. If you do the research, you'll find waptek is speaking nonsense. The trouble is that I cite all my sources. And again, former Dr. Judy Ann Mikovits had a lab experiment she did that got contaminated, and instead of acknowledging a simple mistake and going on and then trying to do better research, she kept saying that it was part of some conspiracy and wouldn't knock it off. It doesn't matter how obnoxious a person is and how much they're lying, you can't make them stop lying. She ruined her professional reputation, but because she's kind of tried to twist this into being associated with vaccines, she can go around the country and, you know, be on permanent tour, I suppose, and maybe get a rent paid for by a bunch of people who are saying, yeah, we'll give you money, just keep saying vaccines are bad. We don't give a damn why. I mean, it's gotten to the point that people are just anti-vaccine, anti-this, anti-that, and they don't care about any kind of gain from it in many cases. But thank you, Iguana Hunter, for posting this a day ago. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yeah, it's same old crap. I guarantee you, if you're watching, you did not read anything or learn anything. I'll include links below, but I know you won't read them because you don't give a shit about data or facts or reality. You only give a shit about being part of some cause and, you know, railing against something. You need a windmill to tilt at instead of putting one up and maybe making some electricity.